So a few years back, I did an extreme obstacle course run called the Savage Race. They had all kind of obstacles: fire, barbed wire, climbing up stuff. It had a whole lot going on. It was everything. Miles and miles of running over rugged terrain. And I remember one of the obstacles was jumping off some precipice that was really, really high. Maybe 30, 40 feet in the air, something like that. Just imagine being up a few stories in a building, looking out a window and jumping from there. It was crazy. And so I got my mind right. That was the toughest part. I was ready for everything else, I thought. But I was struggling with jumping off of there. And I got my mind right. I was ready. I trained for a couple of weeks, couple of months, however long it took. I finally got out there to the race. We ran for an hour and a half or so. Got to this portion of the race where we had to jump. I saw a crowd of people waiting to go up this big line. It was a big crowd and only a few people could go up at a time. And so I was like, oh, it's easy. People screaming. I was like, I can do this. I got this. So I was good. I went up the ladder. I got all the way up to the top to this platform and I looked down and I was immediately terrified. Like, I can't even describe to you how scared I was. It was, you know how like in cartoons where the ground grows and you're way up high and it was bigger than what you thought? Exactly that. So I needed to go. I wanted to get off. I was scared. The guy was like, come on, you holding up the line. Let's go. I couldn't do it. So I jumped. Right? And so I didn't mean to jump. My body betrayed me. My legs, we had to have a talk after that. My body, I jumped and I was in the air. Well, you know, once you leave the platform, it's over. It's all good. Wrong. I was in the air. I was terrified. I was up there for, I felt like forever. It took so long to fall. It was down as like a big hole they filled with muddy water that's supposed to catch you. My timing was off because I fell for so long that I didn't catch my breath the right way before I went in. So when I hit the water, I swim very well. I went deep underwater. So I'm so far underwater and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't come back up. I'm swimming. I'm struggling, trying to get to the top. I couldn't make it up. When I finally hit the surface, I felt like I was drowning, but I knew how to swim. The lifeguard was coming over to me with like a big red, life-saving floating device. She was like, do you need this? In my mind, I was like, no, miss, I'm good. Like, I don't need you. My mouth was like, I'm drowning. I can't swim. My mouth said those words, betrayed again by my body, twice in the same incident. Flight or flight. So she comes over, she gives me the thing. I'm embarrassed, but I hug onto it like it's dear life. I make it over to the edge. I'm out. And now I feel better. Wrong again. Completely shook. Shaken, terrified. I had miles more to run. More obstacles, more fire, more jumping, more whatever. And I got all the way to the end. And I was exhilarated. Because I made it. Because I felt like I looked death in the face. Personally. And I didn't die. And it all was because I jumped. Sometimes you gotta just believe that you can jump. And it may not be perfect. It may not be peaches and cream. Steve Harvey talks about jumping as the way to get to your goal. Jumping, I got to my goal, but it terrified me. I thought I was gonna die. I had more stuff to deal with. More struggles, more obstacles. You might too. But you gotta let yourself be able to jump. In commemoration of this, 22 more. Here we go. There's a little bit more to 22, but read the description, you get the point. Keep it going.